Warning, this podcast may be too intense for young children and is not recommended for children under the age of 13. No costumes or masks allowed.
Greetings, Universal Orlando fans. It's time for the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast.
Hello and welcome to episode 14 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast with me, your host Tracy. Beside me is a Ricky to my Lucy, my devoted hubby Lee.
Hello everyone. This doesn't feel right.
It feels wonderful. And from across the pond, please welcome our international man of mystery, Hunter.
I agree with Lee. This is weird.
Oh, you don't like it when the lady's in charge.
I could make so many comments, but I won't.
I wouldn't if I was you. Thank you everyone for joining us on this, our second Halloween show. We hope you're enjoying it so far.
But we would just like to say sorry to all those listeners who are not Halloween fans. Just bear with us as we're hoping to have some cool interviews that you guys should enjoy, even if you're not Halloween Horror Night fans.
Yep. Please stick with us, as we'll try and have something in each show that everyone will find interesting. Go on then, boys. Let everyone know what's coming up in this show.
So we're going to start the show, as we always do, with the news. And as a special little feature, we're going to do rumors.
Yeah, all right. We then welcome back Darren Schmidt onto the show to review this year's Halloween Horror Nights for us, as he visited on the opening night, which was September 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, we're going to finish up with the usual contact information.
Sounds great. Let's get started.
Do-do-do-do.
And now for the news and rumours. Over to you for the first one, Lee.
Yeah, the first one is meet the Ghost Hunters duo at Halloween Horror Nights. So the stars of Sci-Fi Channel's Ghost Hunters will return to Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios on October the 6th. This year, folks had the chance to win the opportunity to walk through one of the 8 Halloween Horror Night haunted houses alongside Steve Gonsalves and Dave Tango and Cash. That's all I can. I was listening to someone else and they were saying that the other day. Tango and Gonsalves will hold a Q&A and autograph session that night as well. Those sessions will be included in regular admission to Halloween Horror Nights.
Cool.
Are you aware of Ghost Hunters, Tracy? That's quite up your... Yeah, see, I've never heard of them. Hunter, did you watch it? Hunter, your name's even in the title.
I'm quite familiar. I don't stick with particular ghost hunting shows, though I do enjoy watching them.
Mm-hmm.
Are they quite big over there? I would assume
I assume they are. I mean, I don't watch much TV at all, so I can't really judge.
I couldn't comment. It's one that if it's on, I'll watch it. I don't actively go out.
I assume it's very similar to most haunted.
Yeah, but it's actually hammed up even more.
Yeah, well, I suppose it's quite cool, is it?
Well, I think it's a good tie-in.
Yeah.
You know.
I wonder if the guests are going to pick which house they want to tour through, or Universal's going to be like, yo, go through this one.
That's interesting. What day is that?
The 6th of October.
Is a Thursday, so it's like the middle of the week, which is a weird one. I wonder if attendance will spike because of it.
That could be engineered that way.
Because Thursday, I would presume, would be like a non-peak night.
Yeah, but I'm not sure how much attention two guys from the Sci-Fi Channel is going to bring to the Halloween event.
Depends on how big it is, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, I'm not one to judge their popularity, but it just seems like two ghost hunters. I mean, it'll bring like the diehard fans, but I don't see people going out of their way to attend this.
You think it'll be a case of, we're going that night, that's quick, I might stop in and see if we can get an autograph.
Yeah, but no, I've got to go that night. Yeah. Right, I'm going to start with rumours. Now, this one was first reported by Screamscape. So, it's a minor rumour to report, and I must stress that at this time, it is just a rumour. But there's been some speculation that a new nighttime lagoon show may be on its way to Universal Studios Orlando in 2012. Over the last few weeks, the old sphere screens and effects system from Universal 360 have been removed. The empty barges are reported to still be afloat in the lagoon, seemingly awaiting the chance to be reused somehow for this rumoured new show. Right now, there's no way of telling if this is going to be an entirely new concept or a revamp and relaunch of the Universal 360 concept. So have you heard... Either of you two heard anything about that?
No, only what I wrote down for the script.
No, this is completely new to me, but I will say, if they do something like Disney has with World of Color over at California Adventure...
It's funny, I was just thinking exactly the same thing, and it would fit in brilliantly there as well. It would be nice
to have something like that.
It's going to be mind-blowing. I've seen World of Color. It's everything that it was expected to be, and more.
Now, there's a related rumour. A new daytime parade is possibly under consideration for the park in 2012, with many of the characters based on Universal's animated films such as Despicable Me, Hop, and the new Lorax film, which is due for release in the spring of 2012. Sources at Screamscape said the old original Hard Rock Cafe building that's been empty for years will finally be demolished, and work's alleged to be set to begin sometime in October.
The parade things... See, I think with everything that's gone on so far, you know, they talked about... They're putting the mini golf in. They're really starting to push it to compete with keeping people on Universal property, and a parade keeps up. Disney. Disney.
The parade also
and they're
makes
massive, aren't they?
Universal more family oriented as well.
I like the idea of a parade.
Yes, I do.
Because they've got like a little one, haven't they? Sort of, with the character bus down near. Comes up by Terminator.
Oh, yes.
Like Betty Boop and Shaggy and Scooby and The Simpsons.
I don't even count that as a parade, though.
Well, it's not, but it's kind of the closest thing they've got. I think if they actually did a parade that went round the park, I think it'd be really good.
Does it actually have a scheduled time?
I think so, Hunter. The character bus.
I'm not sure. But I do know that the only parade I can really think of is the Macy's Day Parade.
Yeah.
Which is only around the holidays, so...
And on our recent topic, the Halloween one do as well, don't they?
Yes. We've got most
to do a Halloween parade. But no, I like the idea. And then you obviously onto the Hard Rock building now. There's been rumours flying around about that for ages.
A long time.
It was supposed to be getting used for a horror night house, and then there was this and that and the other, but...
That just means more space where they can put something.
Exactly, and I think we'll come on to that later as well.
Shall we move on?
Right, so I'll take the next one then. So it's the Halloween Horror Night Tweet Up. Now this was reported by Orlando United. And on Thursday the 15th of September, Universal Orlando held their first ever Tweet Up for Halloween Horror Nights, and a handful of lucky fans were on hand to get a sneak preview of this year's event, as well as meeting some of the creators and the masterminds behind the event. And Orlando United was fortunate enough to be in attendance and grabbed some pictures of concept art and confirmed some rumours for this year. So what they said at this Tweet Up was that Winter's Night will feature real snow. Anyone remember where Winter's Night is?
It's in a soundstage.
Right. Fair enough, that'll be quite cool. I think that's impressive if it works.
They'll have to keep it quite cold, otherwise they're going to end up with very wet floors.
The in-between will have an effect like vampires on Bungie from Dracula.
Okay.
Yeah. The Forsaken will have soldiers fighting against the shipmates in the middle of a hurricane.
I called this.
I think you and Tracy both kind of...
Yeah.
Well, if you look at the preview image, there's clearly a storm going on in the background.
Yeah. The Scare Zone 7 will feature changing wardrobes.
Interesting.
Now, I think since that, what they've said is we commented on the image as well, didn't we? They're going to start off as like normal women, and then eventually morph into whatever, because there was a set of knives, wasn't there? Was like a snake.
Oh, right, yes, yeah.
Eventually morph into that from what I... This is the one that blew me away. It's just Darren, who was on the show in a minute, actually posted on our Facebook. I don't know, I wouldn't mind. Anyway, he tagged me in it or something, whatever. Acid Assault will feature 3D building projection to give the effect of acid rain eating away at the buildings. It's going to transform the landscape via projection.
This excites me.
And it looks absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
Hunter, did you see that?
I will. I'm going to reserve judgment until I see.
So you haven't seen
until I hear reaction. No, I've seen the projection, but I actually want to see it up on the building.
Oh,
yeah, I'd love to see it.
Amazing in the videos that Darren posted up. It looks stunning.
Are you sold on the costumes in that area?
Was there like the red faced things?
Yeah, the Red Skull
did look
knockoff.
A bit cheesy, like.
Yeah.
Anyway, they said hoodies, baseball caps, and playing cards confirmed for sale.
Oh joy, more hoodies.
There will be another button type feature, and that will be in a house, a bit like Psychoskerapy from last year. Is anybody aware of that?
No.
The red button, yes, it was in Psychoskerapy. Yeah, you press it.
A little bit like the mummy thing, wasn't it?
All right. When you made something happen to somebody else.
I think so.
Cool.
And then you heard Jack.
Oh, is that what it was?
It scared the guest in front of you. I believe air was puffed at you.
Like the mummy cue, then.
Yeah, and then Jack came over the intercom or something.
That's cool. Saws and Steam will shoot electricity at guests. They did not elaborate more on the effect. That sounds bloody scary.
Yes, now please don't go in there wet then.
No. I hope the floor start like steam and electricity. I hope they've got their insurance sorted. I just heard a bird.
What do they call those balls?
I want to say a Van de Graaff generator, but it's not, is it? The plasma balls.
Plasma balls. Well, it could be something like that.
Anyway, the 8 houses, what they've also said, they said the 8 houses are all tied to Lady Luck. They have all met Lady Luck, and unfortunately they weren't lucky. The houses represent the after effects of their encounter. Now, I don't know about you two, but I don't see how some of them can tie into that. How has the thing got anything to do with bloody Lady Luck?
Yeah, and Edgar Allan Poe.
So I'll be interested to find that out. Hopefully Darren will have some insight into that.
Yes, that'll be wonderful.
Right, and one thing worth noting, when asked about the event coming back to both parks or just Islands of Adventure, they responded coyly, but saying it will happen eventually. As for next year's location, their response was, we don't know where the event will be.
I still don't think it's going to happen while we have the Wizarding World.
No.
Well, we discussed this quite a bit last time, didn't we?
Well, yeah, I specifically brought it up. I said, now that the Wizarding World's back, do you guys think we're ever going to see the event?
Well, they said it will happen eventually.
But if they don't want it in the Wizarding World, sure, they can close that off so you can't...
Yes, but you know how many people are going to be disappointed. I believe Lee said that last time.
Well, the thing is, as long as they make it very clear that there's going to be no access to there, nobody should be disappointed. As long as they make it clear enough.
Having done Halloween Horror Nights in both parks, I think it works. I mean, I haven't done it just in one, but I can imagine... I've seen how busy it gets when it's over both. It just spreads people out so much better.
It did, and it was great for just like those little dark corners, for those little scares you weren't expecting.
There was plenty of times when me and Tracy were walking through either park, just us.
Yeah.
It's fabulous.
And there goes the thunder.
I thought you had thunder there.
Jumping out of dark corners. Bam.
Right, Hunter, over to you for the next story.
Okay, my next story is about the Halloween Horror Nights tickets. Universal Orlando is offering single-night Halloween Horror Nights tickets, ticket cards for sale at Publix supermarkets throughout Florida. Guests who have purchased a Halloween Horror Nights ticket card at Publix may proceed straight through the turnstiles. Once the ticket cards are activated, they become an actual event ticket for Halloween Horror Nights. They are not redeemable for cash or Universal dollars. Again, for all the Halloween Horror Nights info, head over to www.halloweenhorrornights.com/Orlando.
Good information, I suppose, for anybody who, I don't know, doesn't have the internet or whatever.
Yeah.
You can still go.
I didn't know about that, honestly.
No, I didn't until I read it.
It's another way of getting your tickets, isn't it? If you just happen to be calling the supermarket, think, oh, there you go, I shall.
I'm kind of curious as to why they chose Publix, though.
Isn't Publix like the biggest supermarket chain in America?
I don't know. I don't go to Publix.
Okay, then. Do you shop at Walmart?
I shop where stuff is cheap.
Sensible.
Absolutely. Okay, so my next story is about the Halloween Horror Nights merchandise. It's now available online. You can purchase event t-shirts as well as lanyards, mugs, and other items. Just head over to www.universalorlando.com/merchandise and search Halloween.
Yeah, we had a quick look at it, didn't we, Trish? There's not a lot on there, but...
No, not as much
There's
as
8 items, I just checked.
The t-shirts are cool, mind.
The hoodie I was disappointed with.
Right.
I saw it yesterday. It's all black, and it just has the logo right over the left chest, and that's it. It's a very small little... It just says Halloween Horror Nights 21. And I was very disappointed because they're charging people like $40 for those things, at least.
That's not bad, because I paid $60 for my Disney one.
I just got one for $20.
From where? Publix?
No. Is that where the cheap stuff is? Maybe I'll start going there. No, it was actually with that band deal I was telling you about for $20. I got the hoodie with it, so.
All right.
Now I've got the next news story, which is all about Avatar not coming to Universal. Now, on Tuesday, 20th of September, Walt Disney Imagineering had a press conference. Bob Iger and Tom Staggs announced a long-term creative partnership with James Cameron's Lightstorm Entertainment and Fox Filmed Entertainment to bring the fantasy world of Avatar to life at the Disney parks. Specifically, Animal Kingdom at Walt Disney Resort. So Cameron, the producer John Landau, and the team at Lightstorm Entertainment are to serve as creative consultants on the project. They're going to be working side by side with the Disney Imagineers as they dream up experiences that will take guests deep into the worlds of Avatar. Now, as there's 2 sequels in the works, this opens up the possibility for more fascinating stories, new characters, and further locations to explore, obviously within the Avatar universe. So as I said, Animal Kingdom at Walt Disney World Resort is planned as a site for the first Avatar-themed land, and construction is expected to begin by 2013. Joining us to discuss this to give a Disney fan's perspective, not that we're not fans, is Alan Hooper from our good friends at Your Mousecast. Hello, Alan.
You all right?
Hello, Alan.
Yay.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for inviting us on.
You're welcome.
No bother.
I hope I don't have to know anything about Avatar.
It would help if you do.
You could have pre-warned us.
Bye, Alan.
See ya. Thanks for bringing us on the show anyway.
No bother, anytime.
This is what we promote.
Hey, I've been on that show.
Me too.
Yes.
Oh,
Right.
okay, now it makes sense.
Hunter, what's your take on this?
First impression or after more thought? Or do you mean directly after I immediately read about it?
Give us that first.
At first, I was kind of disappointed.
Uh-huh.
Because it's not going into Universal.
Not necessarily. I'm more disappointed, and I'm still disappointed with the placement. I mean, Animal Kingdom is supposed to represent the living, extinct, and the mythical, but I think putting Avatar there is kind of a stretch.
So that was your initial reaction. After some thought, what do you feel now?
I understand that it does make sense. I mean, Avatar has a very strong message of conservation and that sort of thing. But to me, it was equivalent to just putting a Ewok village in the middle of Animal Kingdom.
That would be cool.
That would be cool, yeah.
I'm not saying I wouldn't like that, but I don't think it fits in well. And that's my biggest beef with it, I guess.
Okie dokie. Right, Lee?
Obviously, my initial reaction was disappointment because we weren't getting it. Universal weren't getting it. It's been touted for going in for quite a while. But I think if it's going to go anywhere, Animal Kingdom's. If Disney are going to have it, Animal Kingdom's the only place they can put it. Whether it fits or not, you could probably argue that a lot of the attractions in Disney. It never bothered Universal putting Rip Ride Rocket in. Let's say that. But no, obviously, like, initial disappointment in not going into Universal, but personally, I think where they've decided to put it's probably the best place for it. I do believe there are things that need serious thought, and I'm sure Alan will get onto that later. But
possibly.
Yeah, we've already discussed it, haven't we?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, yeah, I was initially disappointed that Universal weren't getting it, but then when I thought about it, Animal Kingdom's a good fit. They possibly have more land, so it can be a bigger area than Universal could maybe do anything with it.
Alan, have they said where this is going to go yet?
They haven't announced the official spot, but just before I came on, I was actually going to do some measurements here on their Google Maps, because James Cameron has said something that I don't think's been mentioned yet before.
No, I know there's something new's been kicked out today, hasn't there?
Yeah. They really should just flatten Dino Land. Move.
No.
Yeah.
Keep Dinosaur.
No.
Get rid of the rest of it.
Camp Mini Mickey needs to go.
Well, that's where I've heard it's going.
But that's not that big an area.
It depends what.
Well, supposedly there's a huge amount of space behind the Asia subsection. Yeah. So,
see, I have another problem with it, which you've brought up as well. The centerpiece of Animal Kingdom.
Go on, Alan.
Is that your point, Alan? I do apologise.
Is a tree.
Is a tree.
And that's the main bit in Avatar.
Is that big, beautiful tree.
But
Home Tree doesn't exist anymore. So.
And they've also said there's 2 sequels coming out, and they may well go into that. So the possibilities of it not necessarily being having the Home Tree as the centerpiece.
Yep. Right. I know when we were talking about it the other day, you said, well, they could retheme the attraction. It's the Tree of Life.
Yeah.
No.
But personally, the Tree of Life doesn't look like Home Tree.
No,
it doesn't.
And it's a beautiful thing in its own right. It's my favourite centrepiece.
But it's the closest thing you're going to get without people, Disney fans, and me included, would go absolutely spare if anybody came and went, right, we're just going to strip all the animals off and make it look like Home Tree. They'd be
it wouldn't be special.
Yeah, exactly. We'll just plaster over it. No.
I'm having nightmares.
I only saw the film once it was IMAX 3D, which was
that's where to see it.
Was that the Metro Centre? About the film. It was at the Metro Centre. Yeah. Just up the road.
Aye.
It's a very, very visual film. That's the best thing they're saying for it.
It is. I've got to say, it's the only film in 3D that I've actually felt was worth paying the money for the 3D.
It's the only film that we've seen that's been shot in 3D.
Yeah, but it was also, it didn't feel like 3D. It just felt like you were observing, but the glass had been taken away. It was done so well.
Anyway, we're not discussing the film.
But anyway, sorry, carry on.
But one of the main things I remember from the film was the creatures and the I think the term is bioluminescence.
Yes.
The glow-in-the-dark creatures.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sort of going to jump all over the story here, but there's one thing that Disney does a lot of, and that is dark rides with a lot of illuminescence.
Yeah.
Now, James Cameron has been talking about how this is going to be an amazing land, a full section. He's actually today said that he thinks it's going to be a half-day attraction.
Right.
Haven't we heard this somewhere before?
So that makes Animal Kingdom, in most people's opinion, that'll be a full-day park then.
Yeah, and...
So it's a theme park within a theme park then?
I hate the way they've already started calling it. They've already started calling it Avatar Land, though, haven't they? Like Harry Potter Land. It drives me up.
I'll be good now.
on the actual, it was ITN News, and he was sort of saying that it's 12 acres. That's one of the things I was going to say. It's 12 acres of land. So
that's quite a big site.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Big.
So I would guess that it's going to be behind Asia, which is the biggest section of clear land.
Right. Makes sense.
Because they've got the space. They don't need to demolish this section to squeeze it in. Plus, with it being potentially a half-day attraction, you're going to need a lot of land for that.
Yeah. Well, I was listening to
expansion
another Disney podcast, and they were saying that they could do like the light up the walkways coming out of Epcot. So they were saying that they expected to have like the bioluminescence thing throughout the land, so on a night it would be lit up and look stunning. And I thought, you're right, it would do, but does an Animal Kingdom shut before it gets dark?
Yeah.
Yep.
So that sort of section of an attraction would be in a building, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
If they couldn't create that much of a dense forest to make it dark to get the full impact of the glow in the dark.
No, but then that's going to have to be one hell of a themed indoor building.
Yeah. Well, but then you say you've got I know this is not in the same part, but if you updated it 20 years, the beginning of ET is very much.
It's funny. Yeah, ET was what I was thinking of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My biggest problem with it is not that Avatar's not a Disney attraction, but because Disney's proved they can work that. They did it with Indiana Jones and Star Wars.
Yeah.
True.
It's more that they're banking too much on one film. That's my biggest issue.
They're leaning on one, hoping that 2 and 3. Now, Craig Lucas always gets a mention.
Is it for 2014-15? Those
Posted.
I know exactly where you're going with this.
Yeah. The 2014 and 2015, I think they talked about The Matrix.
Yes.
That was his point. But I think the second one's alright and the third one's really good, but he was basically saying the first one's brilliant and the second two were garbage. So you're banking on one film, but it's the thing that gets me with this is, and bringing it back round to
Can I just counter that? Jaws.
Yeah, and everyone wants rid of it.
I don't. No, don't.
I like it.
But look at all the sequels to Jaws.
Yeah.
Pants.
Bringing it back around to Universal, Disney have said, like a lot of people have said when the Wizarding World opened, yeah, brilliant, and the Fantasyland was Disney's knee-jerk reaction to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. And then this has come out, and I've listened to a few podcasts that said, do you know what, Fantasyland wasn't, and we knew it wasn't. This is Disney's answer to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. And I'm sorry, it'll be big, but is it going to be as big as the Wizarding World? Not a hope in hell. Not a hope in hell.
It hasn't got the fanboy
Not
base.
at all.
Has it?
The Wizarding World, like Harry Potter's got the seven most successful books of all time, plus 8 of the like top, something like 30 grossing films of all time behind it. Yeah, It's pretty much at the end.
Well, there's one thing Universal's always going to have with the Wizarding World that Disney will never have with Avatar, and that's merchandising. I mean, look at the Butterbeer card. That thing literally, prints money out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you remember correctly, they met their 12-month merch projections in 6 weeks when the Wizarding World opened.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, imagine it.
With Avatar, what stuff are you going to put out? T-shirts?
Glow-in-the-dark T-shirt.
I've got one with the DVD.
You could get a fiber optic torch thing.
No, you can buy your own braid, and then you connect it with your significant other.
You could do the big breathing masks.
That's kind of rude. I've got things. Well, yeah, it's like Avatar Mickey ears. They do blue Mickey ears.
If they did it to scale, can you imagine getting your photograph taken with a 10-foot tall Avatar?
I just wonder where they're going to find these people.
It's going to be. They've got to have walk around. Well, no, they'll do like Divine, won't they?
Yeah, but Divine's so freaky that it freaks the little kids out.
Well, when they can find her.
And can you imagine going to take your photograph and the person, your head's at the crotch level of the person?
Don't turn around.
To be honest, bringing it back round again, I'm glad that it's getting more, because obviously the original rumour was that they were going to switch out Terminator 2 3D in Universal Studios for an Avatar 4D.
Yep.
Which would have been cool.
I'm glad it's getting its own land.
But yeah, this is better.
Bringing it back round to Universal, and Hunter's going to hate me for saying this. If this was ever going to get done, and it wouldn't be anywhere near this scale, the only place I could think of that this would have fit anywhere at Universal is
Jurassic Park.
No, they wouldn't have to change.
But that would have considered. By then, most people, if that was to happen, a lot of people would consider the original studios to be obsolete.
I think it's pretty
in
much
my
there
opinion.
Anyway.
It is until they bring their next big thing.
But the studios is pretty much there already. Let's be honest, Hunter, you go between the two. Which one's the busiest?
It's Islands of Adventure.
By a long shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My personal view on that would be that, and I might be totally wrong on this, but Universal Studios seems to be, you get an enclosed set of enclosed attractions.
Yeah.
Or more enclosed attractions, whereas the Islands of Adventure seems to be more in the open. So when you're on your holidays or vacations, whatever, you're happy to be out in the sunshine rather than go around a potential sort of museum to the old.
Yeah. I think with Comcast taking it over, I think the next 4 or 5 years should be very interesting from Universal Studios' point of view to see, because they're trying to bring in, with putting Despicable Me, and they're obviously pushing the Lorax that's coming out soon. They're going to be putting, their own franchises in, but that's pretty much.
Yeah. Have we had a budget announced?
Well, I heard 500 million. Is that right, Alan?
500 million's been mentioned.
Oh, is that all?
Well, considering the Wizarding World cost 200.
There's one thing, though, that I view Cameron as pretty similar to Rowling is he'll make sure his stuff is done right.
Yeah.
Actually, that was something I was going to bring up. Hunter and Tracy, for that matter. Alan, you can all join in. With Disney striking this deal up with Cameron, do you think that will see the death of Terminator 2 3D in the parks?
I never considered that. I
don't think so.
I think it's on its way out anyway.
It's already on its deathbed, just like Tracy just said.
It's an innovative show.
I think it's really good, and I tell you what, it still stands up today.
How many people just walk past it? I mean, I do it all the time. It's something that I'll go see maybe once every 4 visits. It's not an essential attraction, and I think Universal, if they put something better in there, it could be something that, you have to see every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they could definitely spend some money over in the studios, without a doubt.
Yeah.
You mentioned budgets, 500 million for Avatar at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
Now, I had a quick look to try and find out the investment for Wizarding World. I've found some varying figures. Do you guys know what it is?
I heard 200 million was what they spent on it.
I don't know.
The one I got was $265 million.
Right.
So, yeah, like sort of area. So we're talking spend a bit more money.
Yeah.
Was it?
Twice as much money.
Twice as much money. But at Wizarding World, you already had 2 of the attractions there.
This is true.
Good point.
I think we should talk about Cameron himself, though.
Why?
When discussing this. Cameron is always on the cutting edge of technology.
But he is right, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's really good news for the Imagineers. Plus, he's got the budget. Cameron's going to make them do right with his, his ideas and everything. So, I personally think this is exciting to see what's going to come out of this.
It's his. When you're sort of saying your opinions on it, I was a bit disappointed that this didn't go to Universal.
Okay.
Because I just don't feel it's a Disney thing.
No, I've got to say, I agree with you on that.
It's very much split Disney fans down the middle.
There's no grey area.
Fair enough, they've got the environmental development thing in it.
Pocahontas.
Pocahontas. It is very much Pocahontas, isn't it? So it's very Pocahontas, but there is, particularly in Avatar 1, as I'll call it, there's some massive battles and destruction in it.
Yeah.
Which isn't done in a Disney sort of way.
And they blow the tree up. That's not exactly environmentally friendly, is it?
Yeah, it's sort of
Well, I've seen a lot of Disney fans are embracing this for one reason. They say the Fantasyland expansion is going to be for, the younger girls and everything, but Avatar is going to be something for the boys. So I guess that's one way to look at it.
Right, let's wrap it up there, because I think we've covered every base. We're going off on tangents. So thanks, Alan, for joining us. And if you want to hang about for our last few stories, you're more than welcome to.
Nah, sorry, I've got better stuff to do.
Okie-dokie.
Yeah, Disney crap.
I do too, but I'm stuck here.
I'm cooking a cake.
You're cooking a cake?
The Christmas cake.
Oh.
Are you hanging around or not?
Yeah, I'll hang around.
We won't be too much. There's only 2 left.
Yeah.
If the smoke alarm goes off, I'll have to run off.
Okay.
Oh, it's no bother.
All right. Right, Hunter, over to you.
All right, so the next story is Transformers coming to Universal Orlando. So recently, the Orlando Sentinel had an interview with Steven Spielberg, and he may have dropped a hint at the Transformers attraction that is being put into Universal Singapore first, and then followed by Universal Hollywood. Spielberg said, "I always like to hear that people are still coming to the attractions we already have in the park. I know everybody's going to Harry Potter right now, but we think Transformers is going to be pretty amazing. We've been working on that for about 3 years now. It should be ready soon. I don't have an announcement yet, but it should be coming there soon."
So do you think this makes up for not getting Avatar? Would you rather have this than Avatar?
Personally, yes.
Yeah, definitely. At least Transformers are believable.
I like the first film.
It depends.
Yeah,
how
I've only seen the first one, and I personally...
Don't bother.
Right, Hunter, don't watch the other two.
I'm not planning on it.
Don't.
Because now after seeing the other two, I'm really not bothered about Transformers.
I think if they keep it, it's for an attraction, Tracy, right? Well,
I know.
So it's got to be punchy. It's going to be. It's going to be full on. It's not going to be cheesy.
You're kidding? They're going to put the cheesy stuff in for the kids.
No, they won't.
That's what Despicable Me is for.
Spider-Man's not cheesy. Nothing in Islands of Adventure is Spider-Man is not cheesy. J. Jonah Jameson's the only cheesy thing in there, and that's because that's how he is.
Yeah, but it works with that.
I don't disagree.
What?
Because there's this line where Spider-Man makes fun of Dr. Octopus's haircut, and he says, "Well, it's good enough for your friends."
Your aim's as bad as your haircut.
Yep. So there you go.
So where's this going again? Sorry.
Well, they haven't officially announced anything yet. But Hunter, any ideas? Anybody?
T2.
That's what I said.
Really?
It needs to go to Universal.
I'll tell you where it's going. I think where it's going.
Go on, then.
Where the old Hard Rock Cafe used to be, because it's just getting pulled down because I got a message today saying the papers have actually just been put in for that building to get dropped down, which is behind Woody Woodpecker's Kids Zone. I think it'll go in there. So I will stake my claim now, right? My reputation, not that I haven't got one. It just seems funny, yeah, it's going to be out in the way, but then where else are you going to put it?
T2.
T2.
It's a dark ride. That's not going to be big enough to put a ride in.
As it said, it's going to be a dark ride.
Yeah, because it's going to be the same. It's going to be basically transferring the one that's at Singapore and Hollywood into there. Which, from us, Hunter, am I correct? It's pretty much the exact layout of Spider-Man.
It's pretty much the exact same. From what I understand, there's going to be full-scale audio animatronics of the Transformers themselves.
Oh my god!
And stuff like that. So it's bound to be interesting.
You think about the size of that building, though. The T2 building.
What, about a 400-seat theatre?
Yeah, but you've got where you walk in and your pre-show bit.
That is the pre-show. No, I don't think it's big enough.
Personally, they would have to tear down that building and put build there for it to fit in the T2 area, I think.
Because we don't know how much space is behind those screens. Quite honestly.
There's at least room for a motorbike.
It's big enough.
Exactly.
It's still going to be in the studios. Just a little bit out the way, isn't it? Because where the Hard Rock is, it's out the back of... You go through... It's where the old Bates Motel used to be.
Yeah. Is it definitely going to be in the studios?
No.
Because
not definitely, but...
With you saying that it's near enough the exact layout of Spider-Man...
No. I know what you're going to say, and I'm going to say no.
We're not going to happen.
There's no way.
With Marvel switchover?
No.
I think we're all in agreement that they're going to keep hold of that as tightly as they can.
Disney won't get hold of those Marvel characters for a long time.
Well, they're already selling
Which
Spider-Man
is a good thing.
What? Say what? What, Alan?
They're already selling the Spider-Man in the shop.
Yeah, but
Spider-Man.
They're not allowed to put an attraction in there.
That's what about...
on the East Coast.
Yeah, somebody sent us an email in last week with the actual contract for it, and nobody east of the Mississippi River can use those characters, any Marvel characters, in an attraction, and Disney want them desperately, but because of the contract they have with Marvel, Universal can name their price, and if Disney aren't prepared to stump it up, then they get to keep it. I don't believe that they'll change it out for that. I think, well, we've basically just discussed it with the Avatar thing.
Yeah.
The studios need a shot in the arm, and they'd be daft not to put that over there, because that's going to drag people into that park. People are going to go, oh, where do we go? I know it's not as big a draw, the Wizarding World, but you're going to think, oh, I really want to go and do this Transformers ride, because it's supposed to be brilliant, and it's going to... Yeah, it's going to give people... I'm not sure now. Whereas at the moment, everyone just goes straight in Islands of Adventure.
There is another area.
Go on.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
No.
the river adventure. Yeah, just put it in there. As you can tell, Alan, Hunter's a bit of an advocate for the Jurassic Park, and we can't stand it. Let's all put our out on the table, and we'll hold you at this, Alan, as well.
What?
Tracy, where do you think this will go?
I'm going to stick with T2.
Right. Hunter, where do you think this will go?
I like to agree with you, but it doesn't make sense with the kids zone. So unless they tear that down, I mean, that could become Spielberg section or something. Because keep in mind, E.T. is there.
Yes.
Good point. I like
well
that
made.
one. As usual, Hunter comes up with a good one. Alan?
I'm going to go still T2 again, I suppose. And
I'm not sure exactly where I read this, but I have heard that Spielberg's been very pleased with what Universal's done with his attractions, whether that's Jurassic Park or E.T. or even Jaws. So
There is a big presence, actually. The more when you start naming all the things, there is quite a bit in there, isn't there? But he helped set the park up, didn't he? Islands of Adventure, anyway. He was one of the creative people on it from the very start.
yeah.
Anyway. Over to you, Lee, for the last story.
Right, Universal Orlando wins again with Amusement Today's Golden Ticket Awards. Yeah, Universal Orlando continues to be recognised as leaders in the industry. Amusement Today announced the winners of the 2011 Golden Ticket Awards, and Universal Orlando was named Best in several categories. They were named Best Halloween Event for Halloween Horror Nights. They were named Best Water Ride for Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls.
Well, even with all the problems this year. Last year.
Bilge-Rat Barges is a far better water ride.
I agree.
Best Dark Ride for Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. And also best...
There's no competition there, though.
Not really. Well, there is, and it's in the same park, so... and Best Indoor Roller Coaster for Revenge of the Mummy.
Okay.
So, what do you think of that, Alan?
Yeah, I totally agree. Halloween. Disney don't do Halloween like you're expecting Halloween.
No.
They do a
It is-
kiddie-side version.
You get a lot of sweets, though.
You get
a lot of
heck
candy.
of a lot
Not
of
at the
sweets.
moment, apparently. It's not as big as it has been.
Hey, I love Not So Scary.
We know you do.
Yeah, I know, right? I gotta go around and I gotta, like, smile at the cute costumes.
Hunter skips down Main Street.
I do. And normally I have, like, cotton candy in my hand.
And a balloon in the other.
Oh, yeah, Mickey Balloon in one hand and cotton candy in the other. I like it.
Well, I think we should leave it there. So thanks for sticking around, Alan,
No problem.
and giving us your insight.
You've just brushed over Disney's dark rides.
Yeah, well, this is a Universal podcast, Alan, not Disney.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
mentioned
I'll come
Disney
on and
enough.
discuss Disney with you one day.
You're more than welcome.
Just as
I
long as
wanted
you,
to discuss Phantom Manor.
just as long as you promote us when you're on there.
We always
you're
promote
lucky.
every show anyway.
I
We
know.
never forget to put your clip in.
No, you don't.
Once I forgot.
It's all right. We're redoing the show at the moment.
If you like listening to nonsensical rants, you can also find me on the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast.
And there's plenty of them.
And not just for me.
Right, so that'll do it for the news. Thanks, everybody.
No problem.
You're welcome.
I am a wuss. I am a wuss, that is me. That Halloween, I do not like that Halloween. Do you like to jump and scream? I do not like this Halloween, I do not like to jump and scream. Do you want scaring here or there? I don't want scaring here or there, I don't want scaring anywhere. I do not like to jump and scream, I do not like this Halloween. Would you like zombies and ghosts? Would you like a vampire host? I do not want zombies and ghosts, I do not like vampires the most. I don't want scaring here or there, I don't want scaring anywhere. I do not like to jump and scream, I do not like this Halloween. Would you play with witches' cats? Would you fly with big black bats? Not with the cats, not with the bats. No zombies and ghosts, no vampire hosts. I don't need scaring here or there, I don't need scaring anywhere. I do not need to jump and scream, I do not like this Halloween. Could you cast a spell? Try it, you may do well. I could not cast a spell. You might like it, you will see. You may like a dead mummy. I would not like a dead mummy, nor cast a spell, you let me be. I do not like those witches' cats, I will not fly with big black bats. I do not like zombies and ghosts, I do not like vampires the most. I don't need scaring here or there, I don't need scaring anywhere. I do not like to jump and scream, I do not like this Halloween. A hearse, a hearse, a hearse, a hearse. Would you ride in a hearse? Not ride in a hearse, no dead mummy, nor cast a spell, please let me be. I would not, could not like those cats, I could not, would not fly with bats. I will not meet a vampire host, I will not meet zombies or ghosts. I will not be scared here or there, I will not be scared anywhere. I will not like to jump and scream, I will not be at Halloween. Stay, in the park? Here in the park. Stay here in Universal's park? I would not, could not stay in the park. Would you, could you, hex and curse? I would not, could not hex or curse, not in a park, not in a hearse. Can't cast a spell, friend mummy, I just don't like this Halloween. Not zombies, ghosts or witches, cats, not vampire hosts or big black bats. I will not be scared here or there, I will not be scared anywhere. You do not like to jump and scream? I do not like this Halloween. Could you ride a fast broomstick? I would not ride a fast broomstick. Would you try a treat or trick? I could not, would not treat or trick. I will not ride a fast broomstick. I will not try to hex or curse. I will not ride inside a hearse. Not in the park, no dead mummy, no casting spells, oh let me be. I do not like those witches' cats. I do not like those big black bats. I do not like zombies and ghosts. I do not like vampires the most. I don't want scaring here or there. I don't want scaring anywhere. I do not like to jump and scream. I do not like this Halloween. You do not like it, so you say. Try it, and you may. Try it, and you may, I say. Oh, if you will let me be, I will try it, you will see. Say, I do like to jump and scream. I do, I like this Halloween. And I would like to treat or trick. I'd like to ride a fast broomstick. And I will try to hex and curse. Stay in the park, ride in a hearse. I'll cast a spell, friend mummy. This Halloween is great, you see. So I will play with witches' cats and fly so high with big black bats. And I will meet zombies and ghosts and welcome here a vampire host. I would like scaring here or there. Hey, I'd like scaring anywhere. I really like to jump and scream. I do like Halloween. Warning, for those of you who haven't visited Halloween Horror Nights and are planning to and don't want to know anything about it, please avoid the following segment. Thank you. As you all know, Halloween Horror Nights began last Friday night. Now, on the back of us briefly discussing the event last show, we'd like to welcome back to discuss his recent visit, Darren Schmidt. Hi, Darren.
Hi, Lee. Hi, Tracy. How are you?
Hiya.
Brilliant. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Really looking forward to finding out your opinion.
Yes. Good or bad? Yes.
It was good.
Oh, that's good.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yeah. Good idea.
And I'd just like to say, we briefly discussed the haunted houses and stuff on the last one. It went over an hour. That wasn't briefly.
Well, for us, that's brief. That's brief for us, yes. So, a few quick questions, if that's okay, Darren.
Sure.
Starting off, getting into the event. What time did you arrive?
Well, we got there to City Walk at about 5 o'clock to go eat dinner beforehand. Actually, I ate dinner at the Bob Marley Cafe. Can't recommend that one, unfortunately.
Okay.
Good to know,
yeah, there's lots of other places to go. But we walked over to the actual event area starting around 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. Is that what time the official start was? 6?
6:30 it was supposed to be, actually.
Right.
So we got there actually about 5:45, sat and waited. It did start to rain a bit, so they decided to open the gates right at 6 o'clock.
Right. Now, I know that cameras weren't allowed into the event. Did anybody get patted down or anything to check if they were carrying?
We briefly discussed this when we had a little chat last week, didn't we, before? And
because we wondered about camera phones.
Yeah.
Phones, you know what I mean?
But you mentioned, Darren, didn't you, about the mobile app?
Yeah.
That people are actively encouraged to take their mobile phones in, yet everybody's got a smartphone now with the ability to take video and pictures.
Yes.
Exactly, and I will tell you they did not enforce the camera policy at all. There were people with cameras in there, so I really wish I would have brought mine.
Yeah.
That's a bit annoying then, really, isn't it? Because you've adhered by the rules and then been sort of stung for it a little bit.
I suppose what are people going to do that take the camera? What they're supposed to do with it? They're not going to bin it, are they?
So, that was a bit unfortunate. I did wish I had my camera with me, but because it was really hard to take photos with the cell phone that I had, but it still turned out all right, and I was glad that the people didn't have to have their cameras thrown away or anything that did bring them.
Yeah. Now, was there an opening event?
Not that I am aware of. If they had one, it was way up front. I believe when we first entered the park, they had Lady Luck's soldiers walking around like in a kind of a parade through the park. They were kind of just stone-faced walking all the way through, and then if anybody got too close, they'd jump out at them as well.
That's cool.
So it was a bit, but not. Yeah, it was a bit, but not like previous years that I've seen. A big opening ceremony.
Yeah.
Oh, the scaremony, as they call it. I love that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, then. Let's walk and talk the map, if we may.
We might as well.
All right.
I did say this, that you did tell us that you never got to see either of the shows, did you, Darren?
That is correct. Like I said, I did meet up with one of my friends, and they told me that the Bill and Ted show was really good, so they do definitely recommend people go see it.
Right. And you said you sort of caught a little bit of death drums, but didn't realise what it was.
Exactly. Yeah. They maybe it's because of the first opening night. They need to work out some logistics and things like that on there. But yeah, it didn't seem like it was really pieced together very well, like their shows are. So.
Yeah. I mean, I said I'd seen video footage, and it didn't look like
Nothing
what
special.
I expected. It was a bit more. It was a bit like a ravey dance thing with drums. It was a bit weird. I'll be honest.
Just backtracking along the map a little bit. I just wanted to ask Darren, when you first entered the event, what were your first impressions?
Actually, right out front, it was also pretty light out, and they were anticipating a bit of a thunderstorm, so I think they had scaled back a little bit of what they originally intended on, but the right in the opening, there really wasn't a whole lot going on. Like I said, they had that parade going through with the soldiers, but it really didn't catch in until later on in the evening when it started to get dark, and then the park kind of filled in.
Yeah, I suppose that's when the atmosphere kicks in as well, when it gets a bit darker, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we will preface this by saying, Darren, this is your, 9th Halloween Horror Nights?
Yeah, this was my 9th trip up there.
So you've got a pretty decent idea of what to expect.
Yes, if anyone's qualified to come on and discuss it.
Absolutely. You know, we've only been once, so we can't really say much.
No, but we would like to do it again.
And again and again and again.
So where are we started?
Where I started was Winter's Night. We started on the soundstage side, so that those are fully enclosed, dark houses. So we thought it'd be better off to start out with while it was light outside. Yeah.
I think we shall go up there, and our first one would be the scare zone of 7.
Well, 7 was a series of stages with the different 7 deadly sins. Now, we didn't get the full effect of this one. I guess you'd have to kind of hang around the park all day hang around right in that scare zone all day to get the full effect, because what they did was, during the daylight hours, they were normal girls, and on the different 7 stages, representing the vanity and greed and sloth and all that. And then, I guess progressively through the night, as it got darker, they changed the makeup and everything and turned them into the more evil versions of themselves that had been consumed by those sins. So we did catch them right at the beginning and right at the very end, and the change was drastic, but I really would have liked to have a chance to maybe spread them through the park to be able to see the progression as it goes along.
Yeah, especially with it being right at the front of the park, you've got to make a real commitment to get back round there, to go through it again, to go back round and go through it again.
Exactly, and then the time frame, it was open from 6:30 till midnight, so we were definitely in a rush to get through 8 houses and 6 scare zones all in that time.
But it sounds like I think the idea behind it's good. It gives that it's going to be different every time you go through it.
Definitely.
It'd be interesting to see a time lapse of each girl.
Yeah, I definitely hope somebody puts that together. From what I've seen so far of the videos, I've seen pretty much the whole.
Yeah.
you can watch the whole experience on YouTube if you haven't. So.
No, I think we might do then.
Yes. It's the only way we're going to get to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we head on out and up to first haunted house, Winter's Night. What was your experience like in there?
Yes, Winter's Night was excellent. The atmosphere was amazing. It was kind of lacking on scare actors. There wasn't as many scare actors in there, but it was more an atmospheric house. As soon as you walked in, the temperature dropped to about 45 degrees, I'd say, and they were actually using real snow.
Yes, we mentioned that on the news this week.
And it was snow.
Yes, it was snow, and I personally, I haven't had the opportunity to see snow since I was in Amsterdam in 2008, so...
Right.
Yeah, being from Florida, we don't get to see that too often.
I guess
that
not.
was really great. Yeah.
Swap.
And yeah, it was really cold. That definitely added to the atmosphere. The scare actors that got me really bad there were stone. They were like stone statues, and they stood really solid there. Had no idea up until you're right up next to them, and then they jump out at you. It was excellent. But yeah, it was definitely the atmosphere on that one. It reminded me a lot of the London house they did a few years back for Jack the Ripper.
All right,
right.
So yeah, it was definitely an excellent house. Definitely one of my favorites. Just overall for the scenery and how they put that together.
I've got to say, from the image that I saw, it looked very... I can't think of the word.
Well, I said it reminded me of the bit in...
ethereal, the word.
Godric's Hollow.
Yeah.
In the Deathly Hallows.
I did like that.
Oh, definitely. And yeah, I mean, they had that atmospheric kind of spacious music playing as you went through, and it was a very eerie house, as the other ones go for, gore and shock scares and everything. This one was just try to chill you to the bone, basically.
I think sometimes it's good, is it? Because everybody expects people to be jumping out scaring you all the time. Yet if you go into one where there isn't that, you're still on edge because you're expecting that.
Yeah. It's amazing how much your own mind can enhance this without anything happening.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Was it dark inside there, Darren, or was it like with the snow? Did it make it quite bright?
No, it's still, even with the snow in there, they did manage to keep it pretty dark. It kind of had like a bluish tint overall to it with the lighting. So that kind of didn't reflect off the snow as much and left a lot of dark spaces in there.
Well, seeing as we're quite close by, shall we duck into another scare zone?
I think so.
Nightmares.
Now, this is the one I'm looking forward to hearing. This is the one that really piqued my interest.
Okay. Now, it wasn't exactly what I was expecting. It was set up basically with the black walls that went all the way through it, and the scare actors themselves were the ones that were opening and closing the gates.
I did hear that, which is... Yeah. Somebody said that was... could have been a bit of a problem, because the scare actors were too busy pushing the walls about, not being able to do as many scares as because they were having to move.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, they still did manage to get me like 4 or 5 times walking through that very short distance. And it might have been the same one for all I know, because they were in totally jet black head to toe, so you could not see them at all with the smoke, and as dark as it was, and they had no lights in that area, so it was, you could not see them as they came up on you, and actually even when the gates are shifting and changing, they got that. It was quite a shock too, because you had it was like really aluminum creaking sound, with everyone that shifted over and banged over. So it was actually, I thought it was really effective. It worked out well. I knew they weren't going to be able to do like a full scale maze in that small area, so I didn't have my expectations set for anything like that.
Right.
But I think they did a really good job for what they did, and they'll have some good ideas for next year when they try to do something else like that.
Yeah, cool.
Good to hear.
I like the idea of it, something that's going to be like 7 was, something that's going to be different every time you go through it.
Certainly, and I mean, this one changed. It was different from the time you walked into the end point. I mean, they were very active in switching the place around. So,
right.
Yeah, we had to. It probably took about 10 minutes just to walk through that small area.
So that wouldn't be one I could have run through then.
Yeah, no, you would have banged right into a fence at some point, I'm sure.
That probably would have been funny for everybody.
Yeah. You run forward pitch black head first into a wall.
Right.
Yeah, I don't like that idea.
No, that's real blood. That's not fake.
Yeah. Right, so now we've escaped the nightmares. It's on to Nightingales.
Yes. Nightingales was one of my favorite houses.
Oh, this is the World War trench thing, isn't it? The World War One.
Exactly. Yes. It was World War I soldiers, and their particular encampment had been descended upon by banshees, which are kind of like vampire-looking creatures. Taken to a whole new extreme, and they were extremely, extremely effective.
So I assume they must have been, from what I would imagine, attached like bungee type things.
Oh yes,
swinging around or not.
Yes, and that is the first time I've seen that in one of the houses there, where they've actually had people suspended by ropes, actually going over the top of your head. At one point, actually, one of them reached down and touched my hair as they swung by. So that's quite a shock. And then they distract you by them swinging around all up top, and then the side, they've got people coming at you from either side at eye level as well, through the trench, the actual walls of the trench. They slide open and slide out, and it looked like the actors had pretty much free reign all the way from one end to the other in the back to run wherever they'd like to and pop out again.
Brilliant.
So how high were the trench walls?
They were well over my head. I'd say another additional 2 feet above, and I'm 6 foot tall, so I'd say about 8 to 10 feet tall.
That's pretty impressive. Then we said it was probably. Did it feel quite claustrophobic when you were in there?
Yeah, it did. The walls were very close together, and there wasn't much space to hide when somebody slid open one of the walls there and popped out at you. I mean, they were
brilliant.
It does.
And then, meanwhile, they got all the gunfire going on from the World War I soldiers trying to shoot. You start off kind of in the open field, and you move on into the triage center, of course.
Yeah.
Gotta have a little bit of triage there with there's bunks everywhere, and there's half of them are dummies and half of them are actual actors. So,
right.
See, I love that. That you can't tell.
Mixed up a bit.
Yeah.
And they had a particularly good effect in there, where they had an entire pile, basically a pile of, sheeted up bodies that, the ones that didn't survive, and maybe 2 or 3 scare actors on top, just writhing around on top of that. Cool. It was the most disturbing thing I saw at Halloween, sure.
Okay.
That was the one that you fancied, didn't you? And it definitely sounded good.
Oh yeah, and there was a lot of big shocks in that one. It was definitely a jump out and scare you kind of house for sure.
Excellent.
Cool.
So you've escaped the trenches, and next up you're going to encounter another haunted house.
The biggest one that everybody knows about and knew about a long time ago, didn't we?
The Thing.
Yes, The Thing. I was a little disappointed.
Right.
I think the problem with this one was that it was so open. The set design was great, but the areas were so open that you could see from one end of the area to the other, in most cases. And being in a single file line going through, you basically saw all the scares before you got there on that one. And that was
a shame.
Yeah, it was a bit of a letdown on that, and you didn't have a lot of screams or anything like I heard in a lot of the other more claustrophobic houses, because everybody, like I said, everyone was able to see what happened before they got there. So that one was a bit of a letdown. The effects were excellent. The scare actors definitely did their best to try, in the circumstances that they were in, to give it a shot there. But yeah, I was expecting a bit more. I think a couple years back when they did the house just in a tent, for The Thing, I think it was 1,000 times more effective.
Right. How did they actually do the creature? Because they made a big thing that it was supposed to be like the film that the creature can take on it the form of anybody.
Yeah.
It looks like it mainly chose to take the form of a mutant crab thing.
Right. Okay.
It didn't decide to go into the humans too often there.
Right.
I guess that would be hard to do in the house. But, but yeah, they did have, there is a very large version of The Thing in the house as well. I'm not going to give that part away, but it was, like I said, the effects in there were excellent, and just the overall set design was really cool, but it was kind of lacking on the scares.
Spoiled a little bit by the layout.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah, certainly. I think they tried to go a little too big on that one.
Yeah, they're overhyped then, perhaps. Yeah.
I'm interested to hear the next one as well, if it was as good as it looks from what I've seen.
Yes. Now, the next scare zone is Acid Assault. Now, first off, I noticed that on the map, the entrance to the thing looks as if it's within this scare zone.
Yes, it was. Yeah, you had to go through the Acid Assault scare zone to get to the thing. There was no other way around it. So, but it was a good thing because the Acid Assault scare zone was the best one in the park.
Right.
Being there in person, towards the end of the night, as we actually came back through here, because when we originally came, this is when it started raining, and we had to kind of hide out in the Twister gift shop for about a half hour. But yeah,
must have been bad.
Yeah. Well, you know me, I love Twister.
Oh, yes.
But and then of course we buy ponchos for $7.50 each and walk outside finally because we said we got to hit all the houses, so we buy those ponchos, step outside, and it stops raining, it clears up, and everything's perfect.
Isn't that typical?
So yeah, but then we actually went through the rest of the park and came back through, and we actually got to see the projections at in the dead of night when they had no other lights on there. And when you were standing there, you could not see. It was very hard to distinguish the building after it had crumbled. So I mean, it looked like the buildings were crumbling.
Wow.
It was amazing to actually see in person. And then on top of that, it's 3 or 4 buildings all around you. So anywhere you look, you're seeing the projection.
Excellent.
Yeah, it was amazing.
When we discussed it on the last show, I think all 3 of us were a bit like, meh.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't really sound, but...
Yeah.
Oh, no, it was great. And the scare actors that worked that zone were I think they put their most skilled ones in there because they did an excellent job. Of course, we were all distracted by the projections, so they might have had an easier job than some of the others.
Yeah.
Because you're watching the buildings crumble beside you, and then they're coming up behind you, and they had these like loud clacker kind of things that they were hitting behind you.
Right.
And also the design of the scare actors themselves is they were wearing normal clothes. They were supposed to be like just people that were on the street in this particular city when the acid rain started and started to destroy everything there. Right. So they were wearing normal clothes, but their faces are all melting off, and you can see partial skeleton and all that.
Cool.
So they could walk up right next to you, and you would have no idea until they turned around that they were actually one of the scare actors.
Brilliant!
I love that idea.
Yeah.
That sounds quite immersive.
Certainly, yeah. And then the rest of the set design, they had the destroyed cars sitting in other places, a lot of fog and smoke effects, of course. They had some I guess it was supposed to be like ashes from the building coming down. So it looked like they were using, I didn't know exactly what they were using for that, but it was also, pretty effective. So all in all, it was, that was definitely the best scare zone in the whole park.
Excellent.
I mean, that projection system is absolutely stunning. It just seems it's become massive over the last sort of 6 to 9 months, hasn't it,
So moving on, we come to another scare zone, which is possibly the most anticipated one, which is Your Luck Has Run Out.
Yes.
Did you encounter Lady Luck?
Yes, we did. Unfortunately, this one, I don't know if it was because of the weather, being as humid as it was, but the smoke machines seemed to be putting out a bit too much smoke in that area.
Right.
Oh.
And it was like walking, you couldn't see not even a foot in front of you, so it was kind of disappointing to not being able to see, to be able to see around the actual area, because I hear they had it dressed up pretty well, and that alley is one of my favorite areas in the whole park. The alley that it's in is set up like an old Brooklyn type alley.
Yeah,
is that the Blues Brothers alley?
It's down that way, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, right around the corner from their stage.
Yeah,
and it's really cool. It's a really cool area of the park, and I wish they could have hopefully, and they'll be adjusting that as it goes along.
That's a shame.
I think sometimes going like opening night, it has its pluses and it has its minuses, because that you think a lot of people won't go because it's opening night, but then you do get that where they're still they're still tweaking it to get it right. Exactly,
and I guess when you start through the scare zone, they had the normal Lady Luck, and then at the end they had Lady Luck as the Beast, and unfortunately it was so foggy we could not see Lady Luck as the Beast.
Now,
so Yeah, that, like I said, that was a little disappointing, but I think it was just more due to the conditions that were going on there.
Now, we speculated on last week's that the actual spiel for it was said that something along the lines of your decisions. Was it?
It sounded like there was a choice of.
Yeah, there was no decision there.
Right.
I mean, you had the decision to go through the scare zone, I suppose.
Yeah.
They did make it out like that your choice would decide something.
Your fate.
Yeah,
and maybe they had something more like that on the, like with the theming of the area. But like I said, it was just so foggy you couldn't see anything.
Right.
Yeah, that was a shame. Well, let's leave the fog behind then.
Yes.
Head for another haunted house, which would be HR Blood and Guts.
Yes. Yeah, this one was really cool. I loved it. Not very scary, but very, very twisted take on all the holidays, and they did pretty much every holiday.
Another one I can remember. The one I heard was the Feaster Bunny.
Feaster Bunny.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. They had the Easter theme room. That was one of the best ones in there because the psychos in bunny suits. That's always disturbing.
That does sound a bit weird.
just a little.
Yeah.
Every
they also had. They also had 4th of July, the U.S. Independence Day, and they had all the fireworks. So you're basically walking through a fireworks factory on that one, and they had guys running through with fireworks stuffed, in their mouths, asking you to put them out as they're sparking.
That sounds cool. That sounds good.
Oh yeah, the Thanksgiving area was also excellent with the human body instead of the turkey on the table.
That's cool.
They even threw in St. Patrick's Day with leprechauns, and I gotta say, I didn't know how scary leprechauns were, and they're pretty freaky.
Yeah.
Not wanting to be sort of controversial, but were they actually little people?
I'd say so, but what they did was they used really large heads for them.
Right.
So I guess they could have used a larger person, and they were just stuffed in the top there. But
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then at the end, of course, they ended up with Christmas, and with all the decapitated Santa and all.
Oh, don't cry, Lee.
You can't decapitate Santa.
They did.
Yeah, I'd say the funny houses over the past, in the years past, were a bit more entertaining, but this one, the main character, HR Blood and Guts, was really entertaining. I mean, they did a great job of parodying HR Puff and stuff in there.
Yeah.
And they had, as you walked in each room, they had kind of like a waiting room between the two main holidays, and they'd have a TV going in there, and they'd have that character talking about the next room. So and that was pretty entertaining, and what it would do is brighten that room up really bright, so when you walk in the next room, it was dark.
Yes.
Well, yeah, so they did definitely use that effect again in a lot of the houses this year.
I think that's a brilliant effect.
Well, it's a quick, cheap, and simple way, isn't it?
It is.
But yeah, and it was the comedy fun horror house for the year, and that's the one they said that's where they get their jokes out of the way, basically, for the rest of the park.
So I assume they do that every year, do they?
What, the comedy house?
Yeah. In previous years they've had Aliens versus Rednecks. They've had the Christmas house. I forget exactly what it was called. Home for the Holidays. I believe that's what it was. And that house was probably one of my favorites over all the years. So seeing the Christmas one again this time was really good. I like that.
Yeah. So that one was a winner. Now it looks like there was a bit of a trek to the next haunted house.
Yeah, it's very much a dead zone there, isn't it?
Pardon the expression.
Did they have anything in that gap then?
Well, what's there pretty much is the carnival area from the Amity. Yeah. And I'm guessing they just wanted to keep that open to try to get some more money out of everyone there.
So it's all those games were open.
Yeah, the full carnival area was set up just like it normally is. They didn't have any scare actors or anything in that area. Right. It was just
Let's
for that.
Be honest, nobody's. Was there anybody playing on them when you went past Darren at all?
No, there wasn't anybody there.
Let's be honest, who's going to spend that much money to go on and play carnival games at Halloween Horror Nights?
Some people might.
I can't see. Anyway, so we've come through the carnival games then, and Saws and Steam is the next haunted house.
All right, I put this one at maybe number 3. I'll give it number 3 out of the whole one. It was definitely one of my favorites as well.
Because it's from the Jaws queue, wasn't it?
Yeah, and actually, it seems like it kind of wrapped around back. I can't determine exactly how it was set up, but it definitely was one of the larger houses, and which was surprising, being that it was in the tent and queue area. But they did a really good job, I guess, with the space. And you ended up coming out, I believe, right next to HR Blood and Guts. So I don't know exactly how that wrapped around. It was quite a walk back to continue on to the next area.
It sounds it looking. That's a hell of a distance between there and there. Like,
that's just to get you to go back to the carnival again.
Probably is.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, I'm walking through it again. I might as well have a go now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the story, as far as I got it, was that we're in some kind of future apocalyptic world, and we're running out of water on the earth, so they are harvesting it from humans.
Oh.
Because you always hear the fact, we're made up to 70% water.
Yes.
So they're reclaiming that, basically, in many interesting ways.
Nice.
Because that was a scare zone last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they definitely increased it. There was definitely a theme. I don't know if you play video games or anything, but there's a game called BioShock.
Yes, I've heard of it. I haven't played it.
Yeah, and it seemed like they had used some of the reference from there, the ideas from the game, and brought it over. So just tell any listeners, if you're a fan of BioShock, you're going to love this house. It's incredible.
Excellent.
And this one also used a lot of strobe and strobe effects with the water at the same time. So the strobe's going off, and it kind of makes any like rain effect or anything that they've got going on seem like the rain's standing still in spots.
That's cool.
So that was a really neat effect. And then going through that, they were, of course, you had some people that were being tortured and cut up to be put into the processing machines. So the one really particularly creepy one was there was a person getting their calf muscle like cut open on a table, and there was a guy behind him that was actually doing the cutting. And meanwhile, while you're looking at this horrible thing, behind you the whole wall slides down, and they've got like a person looks like they're underwater that slams up against the wall every once in a while.
Brilliant.
Wow.
Yeah, so they did a great job with the misdirection this year. Even if you did see a couple of the scares before it happened, there'd be something that happens on the other side that you had no idea.
Right. Oh.
So they were kind of trading off the scares a bit like that, and saws, steam, and water. A lot of water in that house.
Now, we announced when we did the news on the show this week that they said they were also going to be shooting electricity at guests.
Oh yes, I'd forgotten about that.
Did you see any of that?
I mean, I definitely saw a lot of strobe and spark effects and that kind of thing. As far as like. Actually, that like anything literally happening like that, I didn't personally see it. Of course, it's kind of hard to see everything that happens in one of those houses when you're going through. And unfortunately, with those express passes, you get one visit through the house.
Yeah.
But yeah, the final effect where they had a person in a full dive suit, and with that strobe and water effect going at the same time, and they were just kind of flailing around, whipping around under the water. So of course they're flicking it all at you at the same time. But just that particular effect is one of the images that'll stay with me for probably the next few years.
Right.
Sounds really, really good.
Sounds quite disturbing.
Yeah, definitely. That one's kind of hard to describe. And they also had windows in the walls in some areas where they just had these hydraulic machines that were pressing water out of meat.
Cool.
Great.
So that was another one of those things that probably will stick with me for a while there too. I just loved it. The overall atmosphere, just the really metal, dingy feeling of the whole place was really effective in that one, and I definitely enjoyed that.
It sounds one of the better ones.
Yeah, it really does.
Certainly.
So it's a short scoot across to my most anticipated one, Nevermore. Please tell me it was good.
It was good. I personally loved it. I'm a big fan of Poe, as I know you are, Tracy.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed it. I was able to pull things out. Now, maybe someone that wasn't as big a fan of Poe, the house was quite hectic, so it might be harder to differentiate between the stories as you walk through.
Right.
They could have done a better job, I guess, of defining what stories you were going through at that time. But then at the same time, I think if they had signs up that said the name of it, that would be a bit cheesy as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you did pay close attention in the house, they did have the stories like on a piece of paper in the room somewhere, so you could look around and see, like, you know, it written down on a piece of paper, you know, sitting on a table off to the side. You started off with the Raven going through there, and that was just, you know, just the general basic the entrance to Poe's house. And I looked back above the door that you walk in, and of course there was the pallid bust of Palace.
Excellent.
And the Raven sitting on top. So
I think it'd have been uproar if there wasn't.
yeah, definitely. And then as you walk through, they even made reference to Annabelle Lee and the Pit and the Pendulum.
That's the one I've heard of, really.
Yeah, that was a great house as well, and they used the pendulum actually as the thing to draw your attention while someone scared you from behind on that one.
That's cool.
Good news.
Yeah, definitely. And they also my favorite room in there was the Telltale Heart room. Because it looks like they took some inspiration from MC Escher on that one, because they had it replicated. They had an actual scare actor on the floor, and then on the walls, every wall and on the ceiling was the exact same image of the floor with a person crouched over. So yeah, it was basically the floor was replicated on all the walls and the ceiling. It was cool. That was incredible. Yeah, very disorienting.
Sounds it.
That does sound good.
I want to go.
But for a Poe fan, it was an excellent house. It definitely, I enjoyed it. Enjoyed the atmosphere. It wasn't the scariest, and the Poe actors were a bit cheesy. But they did have some good ones.
Did you see, I know Hunter, I wanted to ask this question, bless him, he's not with us at the moment. Was Edgar Allan Poe in there anywhere?
Yes, they actually had about 4 scare actors as you went through dressed up as him. And that's what I said. Those ones played him off a bit cheesy.
Right.
But I guess, I mean, being in that environment, they had to go. You have to be big with your actions and everything, and Poe certainly wasn't. So it was kind of a difference there. But they did have one of the Poes had an empty bottle of Jameson Irish whiskey there, and he was stumbling about, and that was my favorite Poe. Yeah. And they also had a room of the Mask of the Red Death, and that was also an awesome room to walk through, because they had they had all the dancers in, you know, the traditional dress, you know, dancing in circles around you. Some of which were dummies and some of which were real, of course. And then they had the character, you know, dressed fully in red, just as the Spectre in the middle, kind of floating around, you know, in between everyone.
It sounds sorry, I was going to say, it sounds like that would have been quite disorientating, having the...
Oh, yeah, certainly.
all the dancers and everything.
Yeah, and they had mirrors set up in that room as well. So, yeah, that was definitely a very cool room. The house overall, I've heard a lot of people, you know, saying they were a bit disappointed walking out of there. But, again, I think those were people that aren't familiar with the stories. So
yeah, quite possibly.
Yeah, it doesn't do a great job of telling you the stories, but if you know them, it brings back so many references. It's excellent.
Right, well, reluctantly, we'll move on to the next area, which is the scare zone again, which was at the Canyon of Dark Souls.
Which is the one that freaked you and Hunter out, didn't it?
Yeah, so just brief, please. Yeah, I wasn't so sure about this one.
This was another pretty cool, straight walkthrough kind of scare zone. Just people running around. They had a lot of areas to hide on the sides and the walls. They had some people dressed up, you know, that kind of blended into the walls there, so they could kind of press up against it and then just come out at you, and you'd have no idea. They seemed to have worked the fog out by the time we got back around here to these areas. So it was a perfect mix of just a little bit of fog and just enough for them to hide so you couldn't see them. But yeah, that area was definitely a good, solid scare zone.
See, we speculate. Were they up above you, or were they down on the same level as you?
They had some up above you, some on stilts. But then, yeah, like I said, they had the people that were blending in with the walls. So they pretty much were you know, on the same level as you were, jumping out and scaring you as well.
So all bases were covered.
Yeah, they'd use the people from the top and the stilts and everything to distract you, while the ones from the bottom jumped up and scared at you.
I also read somewhere that was it right that the scare actor's face is lit up as well.
Oh yeah, and they had that in actually a few different places. With the LED systems, light up faces. I didn't mention it in Saws and Steam, but everybody was wearing gas masks in that. The bad guys basically, and all the eyes in the gas mask were all lit up red. So that was definitely a really cool effect, and it seemed like they could switch the red and off independently by themselves. So
that would give me nightmares.
So you hate that, don't you?
So now we've left the Canyon of Dark Souls quickly. We'll head into another haunted house, which is tucked away, and that's the In-Between.
No, this was the one that I was quite interested in, because this is the 3D house, isn't it?
Yes, and you were right, Tubi. It was the best house.
Really?
It was definitely, the best house, hands down, in the whole park. Between that and Night Gales, it would be hard for me to choose, but the In-Between was definitely amazing. I looked up a little bit about the 3D technology. It's called chroma depth that they use.
Right.
And the cool thing about this technology is that you don't need to actually make an image 3D in order for it to appear that way.
Right.
What it does is it takes the reds, any red, and brings it closer to the forefront for you, and blues go all the way to the back.
Okay.
That sounds clever.
So they can paint anything with those colors, and it creates that 3D effect without. I mean, if you took the glasses off, you'd still be able to. Nothing is distorted or anything like that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool technology, and it works extremely well in situations like this in these haunted houses where they want to use still images, or even like, for example, in one room they had bungee cords set up from the floor to ceiling all around the entire room, and these were all lit up by a black light, so they were in all neon different colors. When you looked at them through the glasses, it looked like there were millions. It looked like there was no way through the room.
Right,
basically.
That's cool.
Yeah. And so let me backtrack a little bit. The entrance, the kind of theme on this house was there was some college students messing around in a dorm room playing with a Ouija board, and then they opened up a portal to the In-Between, which is in between Earth and death, basically. Yeah. So you start off actually in that dorm room. You see the Ouija board there. It's smoking and glowing red. It was really cool. And then you look over to the side, and there's this tunnel, and it's like a funhouse tunnel you've probably seen before. You walk on a platform, and the tunnels actually move around you.
We love those.
So it was like one of the funhouse tunnels, but this one was taken, of course, to a whole new level. It was kind of like a paint splatter effect instead of a spiral going down the tunnel. And that, of course, all interacted with the 3D glasses.
Yeah.
So that was disorienting enough. On top of that, the floor was a mirror.
Oh, okay.
Right. Completely throw you then.
Yeah, and it was hilarious watching this whole line of grown adults walking through this thing, and everybody stumbling and falling over, and I tried to go without hands at first. I had to put them down real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was an awesome effect to just get you completely disoriented, and that was right at the beginning of the house. So then they throw you right from that into a laser room, and this room just had all different color lasers shooting in every direction. And they also used a new effect I've never seen them use before, and what it seemed like was like a silicone kind of string. So it was completely clear, and they were hanging all throughout the room. So as you walk through, you kind of had a cobweb feel effect.
Right, that's cool.
Through the entire place. Kind of felt like the lasers were actually touching you.
All right, brilliant.
Yeah.
And in that themed room with the lasers, they had people that were actually wearing suits. It appeared to me, anyways, that they were wearing suits that actually had lasers on them as well. So they could kind of hide behind the other lasers, and you couldn't see them at all. That was the main thing of this, is the people blending into the walls and the environments. And with the 3D glasses, your vision's obstructed. It kind of creates a prism effect on any light.
Right.
So you can't see them until they're right up next to you or in your face. Sir. Yeah, this house definitely got me with more scares than any other house in the whole park.
Excellent.
Then after that laser room, of course, we like I said, we would go into that room with the bungee cords, and yeah, they're like cloth bungee cords basically, all around the entire room in all those different colors. And then the scare actors were painted again the same way, just like with slashes painted across them that looked like the bungee cords themselves. So they all had spots where they could stand and be completely invisible.
That's brilliant.
That's cool.
It sounds like the Disorientorium in 2004 was very.
And before you entered each different room, they hit you with the strobe lights for that lighting effect. Kind of looked like somebody was taking your picture, and then boom, leave darkness.
I do like that.
That's a brilliant, like you say, it's a dead cheap effect, but it'll enhance the next room so much because your pupils have contracted that much that everywhere then will feel like it's pitch black.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and through half the room, like you said, your eyes are still adjusting there, so it kind of all comes into focus, and then right at that focus, that's when somebody jumps out at you.
Excellent.
So yeah, that by far, I'd say that and the Nightingales were my favorite houses and the best quality houses for shocks and scares in the whole park.
So, short step then into the final haunted house on the journey round, which was the Forsaken. How did that fare?
I really enjoyed the Forsaken as well. The story on that one, this was the fourth ship that came along with the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria.
Yeah.
This one didn't make it all the way, unfortunately. You start off in a Spanish fort, and the scare actors looked really great on this, and also they were all wearing metal helmets and they had metal things in their hands, so it was very easy for them to clang them together.
Right, yeah.
And create quite a loud shock sound. So that was great. It was raining thundering lightning through the entire house, and this is I believe it was a tent house as well, so I was really impressed how they got the effects working in there. Because you felt the sea spray, the rain, and you see the lightning and thunder going around everywhere. So it was very easy for them to jump out and get you on this one. You start off going through the Spanish fort, and then you make your way across the plank and into the ship. And the inside of the ship was definitely the best part of this house. The floor was tilted, so. Yeah, you
always a good effect.
Yeah, you didn't have a sure foot all the way there, and there were people coming up from the bottom.
Oh,
yeah, which was rare, especially here in Florida, being we're at sea level, so you don't get too many scares from the bottom here.
No.
But yeah, they had people actually grabbing the railings from the bottom and everything, like right next to your feet. So definitely a very highly effective house as well.
I think it's a shame because of everything nowadays that they're not allowed to touch.
Yeah.
Right.
To actually reach up and grab hold of your ankle would be so much more effective, but...
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, one person trips and it's all over.
Yeah. Or somebody overreacts and punches out the scare actor and... Yeah,
certainly.
Kicks him in the face or whatever, yeah.
Yes. It sounded very very atmospheric.
Yes, that one was. It was another one like Winter's Night, where it was definitely more of the eerie, creepy atmosphere. But this one did have its fair share of good scare actors in there jumping out at you.
So moving on to the final scare zone, then that would be Grown Evil. How was it?
Grown Evil. That one was excellent. That was actually another one of my favorites going through. This one they did really foggy, but it was for a purpose on this one. All the scare actors in this one were on stilts and dressed up. They were the ravens, basically.
Right.
So they had these really creepy raven masks on. They look kind of like the Egyptian gods,
yeah.
Yeah, like Anubis, like that. But the raven.
Horus, yeah.
Yeah, and they did great. They had probably about a 12-foot wingspan. So as they came through and swooped down, their wings are stretching out really far, and that was another really great one. And then at the same time, they had people on the floor, just smaller, they would distract you up from the top, and then the smaller ones would run up and around you and behind you and get you.
So what was the actual area like? Was it?
It was all overgrown, like a garden kind of situation. They had cages with skeletons and some people were in the cages as well as you got up really close to it. You didn't know till then. But yeah, it was just mainly like really tight and foggy in that particular area.
See, my favourite bit of Halloween Horror Nights, the bit that still stays with me to this day if I ever smell it, it's the smell of the dry ice. I love it.
Oh yeah,
it instantly takes me. If I ever smell it anywhere, it instantly takes me back to Halloween Horror Nights. It's just that smell that I associate with that event.
Yeah, definitely, and it was great. All in all, I'd say this was one of the better years for the park. The sad thing was if it wasn't a scare zone, they did not have any scare actors in the area.
Right.
So it wasn't a situation like previous years where you weren't safe anywhere. You were pretty much safe anywhere except for the scare zones in the houses.
They have made a big deal over the last few years, haven't they, that there are no dead zones, pardon the pun.
Yeah, but they've got a bit of respite.
A quick question again then, Darren. When we announced on the news again that they said at the tweet up there was going to be another button type feature in one of the houses. Did you see that, like in Psychoscarabby from last year?
No, I did not. It could have been, just as they're like moving you through the houses so quickly, might not have had the opportunity to see it. But yeah, I mean, there was nothing expressly that I saw that was like that.
I mean, they do shove you. I know from our experience, they do shove you through.
Unfortunately, they haven't done anything like the Busch Gardens Alone House.
I was just going to bring that up. Actually, that would be brilliant. That, but even that,
I'll give that a go.
Because I watched. I'm going to bring him up. Ricky Briganti did it last year, and he did a video of it, and it wasn't really that scary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was okay, but it wasn't like a scary house. It was more about just the interaction of you going through on your own, but it wasn't scary really. No. Like to do one of these on your own would be stunning.
Yeah, and scary.
Yeah, definitely. That's what me and my friends were talking about. It said if we ever win the lottery, we're going to rent this place out for a night and pay all the scare actors and just go through ourselves.
What a good idea, right? Yeah.
Brilliant.
Oh yeah, that would be
amazing. Doing the lottery.
Would be stunning. I mean, it is such a good event.
Oh
yeah, and all in all, like I said, it was great. They kind of lacked on the merchandise this year, which was surprising. There wasn't a whole lot of things to buy. There was not a single piece of Poe merchandise, which they really lost out on because I probably would have spent hundreds of dollars on that.
I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, basically the merchandise available was a tall shot glass, a small shot glass, a couple of like 2 or 3 different T-shirts maybe. And I mean that pretty much was it. And then your regular array of glowy items and things that like the devil horns and those kind of things. But
they were going to be selling hoodies, baseball caps, and playing cards.
I saw baseball caps. I did not see any hoodies or playing cards. I probably would have picked those up if I saw them. But
I mean the playing cards one you'd expect really with the icon being Lady Luck, wouldn't
you? That'd be everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I picked up one of the shot glasses and a T-shirt there, and that was basically all we got.
The T-shirts are pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. The ones they did make were pretty cool, but yeah, it was definitely a lot less merchandise than they've had in the previous years for it. And sad to say, unfortunately, no butterbeer sold at Halloween. So gonna have to buy another ticket to Islands of Adventure and go back there for it.
Darn it.
Yeah, I really need to start a petition next year for that.
Absolutely. Right, well, we'll start to wrap it up there. Thank you for coming along, Darren, and sharing your experiences.
Yeah, it's been really even more gutted now that I'm not going.
It's been great to actually talk to somebody who's been.
Yeah,
no problem. It was great, and I'm sure the small downfalls that I experienced will be changed and modified as they do every year up closer to Halloween time. And
I'd hope so.
Yeah, and I'm thinking I might even go back again. So if I have any updates, I'll certainly let you know.
Yes,
brilliant. Yeah, I mean, it sounds overall that it was
a winner.
Yeah, a pretty good event. There's nothing. I know you had a bit of a dig at Hunter, didn't you? That he was a bit negative towards everything.
Yeah, certainly. But yeah, everything turned out great. And I think he probably could make it through it, and I am willing to put down another $20.
Right, so we shall say goodbye for now then.
Yeah, thanks very much, Darren, and we'll pencil in for next year, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, certainly. I'll be back.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
Great talking to you.
All right, cheers.
Take care now. Bye.
Bye.
Well, that brings us to the end of another show. We hope you enjoyed our Halloween content.
Yep, hopefully next show...
Sherbert.
Sherbet Lemons. Yes, hopefully next show we should have some very cool interviews.
We certainly hope so.
Fingers crossed. And that's going to do it for another fabulous show. Our next one will be out on the 14th of October. So, Lee, thank you for your insights today.
You're welcome. I've enjoyed it as always.
Good, good. Hunter, thank you for joining us from Ocala and sharing your special brand of know-how.
Know-how. It's been a pleasure, as usual.
So thanks to you, the listeners, for putting up with me as your lead host. Till we meet again, mes amis.
Yeah, and that's see you from me.
It's been fun as always.
And remember, live the adventure.
That does it for another unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Between shows, we'd love for you to get in touch. So email us with your spews, funny schmitz, comments, questions, and news to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Keep up with what's going on every day by following us on Twitter at UUOPodcast, like our Facebook page at facebook.com/UUOPodcast, follow us on Instagram and Pinterest at UUOPodcast, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/UUOPodcast, and don't miss a show by subscribing to us on iTunes, and please leave us a review. Not an Apple user? Then head over to uuopodcast.libsyn.com and subscribe to the feed while you're there. You can also find us on Stitcher Radio and at micepod.com. Come find us on our partner site, micechat.com, join the forums, and say hello. So thanks for listening, and remember, be adventurous.
This has been a micepod.com presentation.
Micechat.com